Hourly trucking employment now exceeds 7.7 million people. That's 1 in 18 jobs in the United States, where a truck driver is the top job in 29 states.
As you just heard, Chris Spear paints a picture of the American trucker. It's a hardworking, vital, and worth fighting for type of personality, right? And yet, at the same time, the ATA keeps repeating that we're in a driver shortage so severe that we'll need 1.2 million more drivers in the next decade. The data says otherwise. If you want a full breakdown of why this shortage narrative doesn't really hold up in my eyes and why what's really behind it, go back and watch a video I just put out, The Truth About Trucking. And we pulled apart the numbers and we showed exactly why the industry's biggest talking points don't match the reality on the road. Chris Spears says we need 41,000 more diesel techs. Looks like a supply problem, right? To every diesel tech who owns a fleet and keeps one alive with a multimeter and a prayer, this live show is for you. And I want to hear from you right now tonight. We're told the industry needs 41,000 more techs, but hey, here's the truth. There's no spreadsheet that will say out loud what is actually going on. The bottleneck isn't bodies. It's keeping qualified people in the bay and doing the jobs. You're not a cost center. You're uptime. Your hands are the revenue line. Yet too many shops run a revolving door. Flat rate games that punish diagnostics, tool bills that look like mortgages, and software locks that slow you down, and zero time to mentor the next person just like yourself. And management wonders why bays sit empty. Every tech access to the diagnostics without begging the dealer. Who hasn't been down that road before? Make mentorship a paid position, not a favor. In fact, do it in trucking too. But give the shop the power to red tag equipment without dispatch having to get in the middle and say, no, you can't do that. If we want more freight moving and fewer road calls at 2 o'clock, I say we stop bleeding the people who keep the whole wheels rolling to begin with. Remember, one road, one code. That means respecting the bay the same way we respect the cab. Shop leads, jump in right now. Tell me your 321, your experience in the bay, the 2 reasons you would stay, and the one thing that would either make you continue working or make you walk. Let me hear from you right now. Tell me what, we've been all about trucking, but now I'm shifting gears. I want to hear about truck mechanics. You've seen a failure or two in your time there, Grumpy. What's your thoughts when it comes to mechanics and being safe on the road?
You know, that is one of my pet peeves, and you know that, boss man.
Yes, sir.
In fact, the last company I worked for, it was trailer and truck and trailer, mostly trailers. I was constantly fighting because there was stuff that was simple to be fixed that another driver just would leave for me to find. And it cost me downtime, which I half the time wasn't compensated for. And then they got aggravated with me, blaming me like it's my fault. I'm like, no, this is not my fault. This is a prior driver that left it this way. If you all will start cracking down and everybody start doing their pre and post trips and writing this stuff up whenever they got it and drop it, then it can be taken care of anytime.
You know, if you can change one thing about shop culture, at least from your familiarity anyway, what would it be?
What would I do? Well, I'd take the 2-week wait out. Even for a simple air.
Do you think that's a labor problem, or do you think there's other issues with that?
But, you know, when you only get so many guys to do the job and they're not really, everybody's slow, but yet they don't hire any new people.
I was going to say, most of the TAs I go to, you know, you're stuck with a bunch of people like oil techs and, you know, lube techs and people that are low on the totem scale. So it's abundant to me that they're not training them fast enough.
Wait, a lube tech needs to be taught? You spin off a filter, you spin off a fuel filter, you put the oil filter on, and drain the oil and put oil back in it.
Well, yeah, but if you're
and go
going
from
to,
front to back putting the grease in a greaser.
well, the nuts come off in a different direction when you work for Jiffy Lube than you do for TA, right?
Oh God. Eh, I praise the guys that don't skip lug nut day. Okay.
Every time I get new tires put on my truck, I end up pulling them off and fixing the inner studs because they would snap them off. So you want to talk about
Ohio,
missing lug nut day? There you go.
yeah.
But then again,
Ohio JP12 says, do not work for free. I
but
wouldn't
then,
work for free if anybody paid me to.
but
So you don't know if you're the bigger nut or the smaller nut.
well, I'm a nut for being behind the wheel.
You're a nut for being on
No,
my
that's
show,
just a
but I haven't
loose
said
nut.
anything about that up to now.
And honestly, I'm actually kind of glad you brought this subject up, boss man,
Yeah.
because
Well, I mean,
I just learned something. Was it Saturday? Friday or Saturday? I was on
Oh
TikTok.
no, you learned something.
Dollar, you shut your mouth for once. But this whole emissions bull crap on our trucks is getting
Mhm.
thrown out the window
Okay.
because it's not a proven fact. They have 90 days because the bill had passed that they do not have to put them on the trucks anymore. You can delete them, but they have to wait 90 days. So we'll have to see in 90 days if that actually happens or not.
The 90 days is already up and over.
No, it ain't. The
Okay,
bill
now
just
wait a
passed.
minute. Wait a
The
minute.
bill just passed on
Whoa.
Thursday.
Time out. Time out. Time out. Time out. Let's put this whole emissions thing into perspective. The articles and news information I've received tells me that they've actually reversed the law they use now to go after emission shops for deleting emissions systems.
In 90
Now, that being
days,
Oh, is it?
said, they're no longer enforcing that now.
yeah, in 90 days, I mark my words. In 90
Mhm.
days, that means California, my truck is a 96. I could go into California now after 90 days.
Really? Didn't know that.
They
Correction.
can't do shit.
Correction. As long as you're a one truck owner, they can't do nothing to you anyway.
They will harass you and they will try, but
They can
after
try, but
90,
they can't
but
do nothing to you.
but
See,
the
now that
thing
I
is,
didn't know. I didn't
in
even know that that whole thing with California was even on the board for discussion. I
but
learned
like the
something.
whole ports and stuff like that, you have to have emissions and all that. After 90 days, I could go to a port now because my truck, I don't have to follow emission rules over in California anymore because they will no longer exist.
Lance Calhoun also commenting says takes a long time to get into a good shop. The crappy ones I go to, you get in fast. Well, see, that's half the crapshoot of some places have an abundance of labor. Some places don't. You're really playing Russian roulette with these shops nowadays, and labor's the biggest culprit. It's the biggest problem.
Wait,
You
wait,
know,
wait, wait, wait.
no, I
You
mean,
just brought up
I
TAs.
well, no. That's half the problem right there. You go to the TA in Cartersville, Georgia. Okay,
You will
Cartersville,
sit
Georgia.
6 hours
You're,
for a tire.
you're no, sir. If you go in with a mechanical issue with your engine, you're going to be sitting there 2 days, guaranteed. They can help you fast on tires. They can do great work with oil changes and everything that's preventative or PM related. But if you need like a water pump replaced, or if you need something diagnostic, 2 days minimum.
Hmm.
And I think they've got that done purposely because now they've got that damn parking crap started now. But if you go up to Seville, Ohio, at that TA, they've got plenty of techs. They can take you in and get anything done. I know this firsthand because the last time I had a problem, I went there. So you can't tell me all the TAs are the same. They're not. Lance, good call. I'm glad you put that down there. Oil changes really problematic. You got to check after when they do preventative maintenance because if those filters are not tied in or even just tightened up, they're by law. Well, not by law, but by rule, they're supposed to torque the drain plug in front of you. Some places
Well,
don't.
hold
I
on.
don't care,
There,
but
there's an issue with that comment he made. I understand. I'm all for double check everything. But there
Right.
are companies out there where they do not allow you to open the hood.
There are companies actually that don't allow you to actually go in the bay because of the pit. But they're still supposed to make exceptions so that you can hear the torque and that you can actually see the level on the engine when you because it's supposed to check the oil in front of you.
Insurance.
I understand that.
Insurance.
I
Yeah, exactly.
understand that,
Sure.
boss
Yeah,
man.
exactly.
But just remember, a while back, we had somebody say they were not allowed to even open up the hood for their pre-trip inspection.
Yeah. Yeah. Very true.
You know, the rules are starting to get so freaking stupid that we can't do our jobs effectively, which causes accidents, it causes breakdowns, it causes everything else. And then there goes the whole thing. There's not enough mentor.
Can't make trucking great again, guys, by letting politics steer the wheel. Either the law applies to all of us or it's just another tool to divide us, okay? Around here, we live by one simple creed: one road, one code. If you like the way that sounds, if you are on board, please don't forget, subscribe, like, follow us, because we're coming back with more of this stuff. Since June 25th, Washington says the crackdown on English proficiency is delivering results. I say BS. One road, one code becomes one state, one policy, one giant action. That's what I say. All right. If this is about safety, then the whole of government needs to act like it. Otherwise, it's sound bites and social media and confusion. Driving an 80,000-pound truck is no laughing matter. I mean, we kid around, we make it look fun, but
Well,
if you're a government agent and you're saying you're going to put literally thousands of people out of work, you know, why are you sitting there telling us all of this bull crap on press releases, but then turn around and you do nothing? And while you're doing nothing, oh, by the way, let's ignore the fact that we've got people all over the state of Illinois that are forcing drivers to work team loads on solo hours.
but my question is what is the government planning behind this?
So you think there's a grand scheme or behind the wall type?
Yeah.
Yeah, to use your vernacular, Thumper. Yeah, it could be. It could be. I mean, to what end? What do you think that means? What should we be looking for? Tonight we've cut through the theater, guys. We've exposed the 50-state roulette on English enforcement. We put hard numbers against soft headlines. We called fatigue the real wrecking ball on America's highways. We've made it crystal clear. You don't keep trucks rolling without keeping the techs who keep them safe. That, to me, is a one road, one code in practice. I'm going to tell you something. When it comes to delivering the news and the truth, we are coming to you day after day, week after week. No fail, man. You're serious about this. If this hits you where it counts, follow the show, subscribe, join our membership, and share it with a driver who needs to hear the serious truth about the sin you see elsewhere. Your stories, your take, your grit and power are the engine that will help make trucking great again. We're back with more ways to make trucking great again. This is Trucking City Frontlines, reminding you, it's the truck that makes delivery, but it's you that makes business. Once again, don't forget to like the show, and look for us next week. Till then, keep it real, keep the faith, keep it rolling.